How you doing, guys, and welcome to my channel. Now, if it's your first time here and you are interested in this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button and keep an eye out for future content of mine. As you can see in front of me today, I have the Hot Toys Artisan Joker DX33. Just having a quick look at the box there, you can see there is an image of Heath Ledger as the Joker at the front. I'm not sure, I can't decide whether that's the figure or a movie still, guys. Or a promotional still of Heath Ledger. I really can't tell. You can see the ha 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 written all over the front of the box there, and the smile, the red smiley kind of graffiti at the bottom of it as well there. And just trying to get it out there, you can see there is some more kind of art at the front there. Not the best piece of art, it's not too bad, but it is the figure. And at the bottom there is a small little monologue. But just getting closer in on the images there, they are pretty much the promotional images that they used to promote the figure when they first announced it. And then, as I said, at the bottom, a small little monologue. You might be able to pause that there quickly and give that a read if you like. But getting into the accessories, guys, and there is quite a few of them. But starting from left to right in my usual fashion, we have his piles of money, and each one of them is a loose note, and I don't think I'll ever open them. They are movie accurate. If you look closely there is the Joker smiley face and the eyes painted black on the figure. In the middle, I'm not sure who that is. On the $1 bill, somebody will be able to tell me who that is on the front of the $1 bill. I'm not familiar. And then we have his deck of cards. I'm pretty sure they're all Joker cards, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't opened them yet, obviously, but I'd be inclined to believe that they are all Joker cards, because there's no point in having a full deck, really, is there? But the print is movie accurate, and it does look very nice, and the print is very, very, very legible. And then moving on to his hands, I suppose, we have 6 right hands. 6 right hands and 2 left hands. Hot Toys, what are you doing to me? I don't understand why there's so many left hands and only 2 right hands. It doesn't make sense. And for people who thought from the promotional pictures that they look like punching gloves, I'm happy to report that they are not oversized and they don't look too big on the figure. Just going through them all there, you can see each individual one. That's a very odd one there. I think that's for holding the butterfly knife to make it look like he's flipping the butterfly knife. And then we have a pointing finger, closed fist, relaxed palms. But like I said, just a bit of a fail on Hot Toys' behalf to not give us a couple more left hands there. So moving on, we have his Glock 17, which has been modified to fully auto, and it has a Glock 18, standard Glock 18 33 round mag in it, I believe. Like I said, it is a Glock 17 fully modified to full auto, which is unusual. You can see there that we have a fully loaded magazine in it, and it is completely movie accurate. It does have that silver slide on the top, and you can see there, very unusual, never seen it before, 1/6 scale pistol. It is spring action. Not sure if I like that, because some of my figures I do like to pose them with the sliding handle all the way back, like it's, you know, shooting around, or whether it is empty, you know. But it is a nice little feature to have. It's unusual. And then moving into his knives, starting from left to right, we have his Rapala fillet knife, I believe it is, R-A-P-A-L-A, Rapala fillet knife. And then next to that, we have his Smith & Wesson Extractor 1600 knife, which he uses quite a lot in the movie. And then next along, we have his butterfly knife. Then we have his Lancashire veg peeler. And then we have his replacement tongue that we will get into a bit later on. I know that piece looks a bit odd, but it'll all make sense a bit later. And then we have his 2 blades that go into the front of his shoes. And then, of course, we have his pencil there at the top that he uses at the start of the movie, that notorious scene, or that infamous scene. And then if I can get just pulled back out there, we will have a look at his Remington 870 short barrel shotgun that he uses. It's a long time since I've seen the movie, but he uses this in the bank robbery scene, and I think he uses it again then when he's shooting out the side of the truck. Really nice finish to it. You can see the little bit of weathering around the top of it there. I just have to move these bits out of the way, guys, because the camera keeps trying to focus on them and not the item I'm holding in my hand. But you can see on the receiver there is a little bit of weathering, and if I can get closer there, guys, I'm not sure if you can make it out because of the light, but there is some weathering on the parts where the cartridge ejects. And then we have the wood finish on the handle here. Now, I would have liked to see a little bit of weathering on it. I'm not sure how it is in the movie, but I'm sure it wouldn't be that clean. And then the pump action, of course, like all Hot Toys shotguns, does work. And there is some wash in the grooves of it there just to highlight all the details, which is really nice. And then we have his Smith & Wesson M76 submachine gun that he uses. He has this in his hand at the infamous scene where he says, "Hit me," if I can remember correctly. You can see there that it does fold out and the magazine falls out way too easy, guys. The mag is very loose. I'll just pop it back in there, guys, and give it a tap, and it just falls straight back out. Bit of a nuisance. It does keep falling out, and I'd be afraid I'll be losing it at some point. This part here is a little bit flimsy as well. It's not a deal breaker. It's not really flimsy. It's just a little bit loose. It could have done with being a bit tighter, but not a deal breaker. It is extremely screen accurate. It does look the part. It has the little bit of weathering in it like it should have. And the charging handle does work on a spring mechanism, and it's quite a strong spring and very sturdy, guys. Really nice attention to detail. So there you have it, guys. There is the accessories. I do have a couple of other accessories that I'm going to show you now, guys. I'm sure some of you are wondering where the grenades are. I just haven't taken them out of the packaging. As you can see there, I don't want to attach them to the jacket, and I don't want to take them out of packaging in case I just mix up all the string there or get knotted or anything like that. But you can see there that they do have a nice bit of weathering on them. They are movie accurate as far as I can remember, and they are, apart from the 3 at the end there, the other 2 are different, and again movie accurate as far as I can remember. And there is a nice bit of wash in the grooves to show off some of that detail, and then the tops at the pins there are painted silver and connected to the purple string with the pin at the end, or with the ring at the end, should I say, that goes over his thumb. And I just want to have a quick look at these knives as well. His Smith & Wesson Extractor 1600 knife, you can see that it does actually work. It does actually function, if I can get focused in, which is a nice little bit of detail for that to actually function. It could have been one whole mold and nobody would have complained. And the same with the butterfly knife. You can see it's closed there. The latch does work. If I can get a bit closer, I hope I can. The latch does work, guys, and it does fold open as it should. That is fantastic. Now, it is made of plastic. Everything there is made of plastic, guys. The knives are made of plastic, but it's just a great feature that it actually is a functioning butterfly knife, which is fantastic. So here we have the figure itself, and just giving him a quick pan, guys. I hope that light is right. I don't want it too bright because of that white face. I don't want to whitewash it out. Just having a quick pan down, as I said, before we get into the actual stand. Really nice stand, guys. Really nice piece of kit. I do want to brighten it up there so you can see a bit better. You can see the figure of the bat emblem in it there, and that does light up. We'll get into that in a few minutes. It is quite thick as well. You can see it's quite a thick stand, and we do have the shore, which is our scale in my opinion. I don't think anybody would be climbing down that shore if it was even full size there. that manhole, should I say, manhole cover is very, very small. There's the light feature functioning on the stand there, guys. You can see it has two settings, either solid or blinking, and it works off a button just behind his heel there. I'll just take him off out of the way so we can have a better look at that. You can see there that it does have a button just here that you press. My issue with it is you have to press that button to turn it on all the time. It doesn't have an actual mechanical switch like some of the other stands, so if you have everything running off one main switch in your display room, it doesn't matter whether you turn it off, the power off at a mains, you still have to open your cabinet and press this button back on to get that light effect to work, which is a bit of a bummer. I would have liked an actual mechanical switch so I could leave it on and then switch it on from my mains that everything is plugged into. Just having a look at the bottom there, you can see there is a peg, a new feature for Hot Toys, a peg at the bottom of the foot to eliminate that stand that goes up in the middle of them and looks like it's going somewhere where it shouldn't be. But you can see there that it does plug straight into the bottom of the foot, and it plugs into a hole in the base just there. And you can move these rocks, you can see those loose rocks there, you can move them and you can place him in different places around the base. And there is a hole in each foot, so you don't have to put it in the right foot there, it can be in the left, and you can move them pretty much anywhere you want on the base. As I said, there's 3 different hole positions, and you know, there's a hole in each foot, so there's nowhere on the base that you can't stand them really, which is really nice. And I do like the feature of not having the actual pole there. And the ankles are very tight. For now, they're very, very tight, guys. I'll just move that back around to there. You can see, just want to unplug it to give me more movement. There we go. You can see I'll just move that rock there, and you can see there is another hole. Yeah, for now, the ankles and every joint, the knee joints and everything are very tight. Will that hold up over time? I don't know. I'd like to think so. For now, he stands exceptionally well on the stand with that peg in the bottom. I understand why there isn't two pegs, a peg for each foot, because it would just limit where you could put him. So it is ideal to have him with just one. And I want to add that they did put a pole in for anyone who doesn't want to risk the ankles or risk him falling. There is a waist grabber pole, and it is translucent, as you can see there. So yeah, Hot Toys have basically given you every option that you want, which is typical Hot Toys really. They give you as much as they can, you know. So just lifting them off the base there again, and there we go, and moving it out of the way, and we'll get into the crux of him, I suppose. And starting off from bottom to top in my usual fashion, we will start off with the shoes. I'm just going to take that peg out of his foot there, because if it's a little bit of a distraction. Yeah, just having a look at the shoes. A fantastic mold, completely movie accurate. They don't curl up at the top like the other previous versions. Weathered in all the right places. The lace is molded in, but you can see it's molded really well. It looks like a separate piece, as well as it can look like a separate piece anyway, with the mold and all the stitching that's been added to it, and the detail that is all the way up. And you can see it is textured as well. It looks like a leather. It looks textured. You can see there as well the slits in the front where those blades go. A little bit unsightly, guys. Not the biggest fan of those slits at the front. Not a deal breaker, but just, you know, they are there and they are kind of noticeable. I'll just go ahead and put one of those blades in, guys, if I can. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to get in the blades without risking kind of getting it wrong and maybe scratching the shoe. But there you go, have it in, and it looks the part. It looks phenomenal. I really, really like it. Just that little feature put in the front of the shoe is absolutely fantastic. I would be inclined to just leave that there, no matter what way I pose them. Just leave that blade sticking out because it looks great. yeah, so that's pretty much it for the shoes. Like I said, that slit at the front, you can see it, guys, and it is a little bit unsightly, which is a bit unfortunate. But moving up, we'll have a look at his socks. You can see his ankles are quite thick, guys, which is to support, the weight of the body. They are a thick ankle there. And the socks, completely movie accurate. Not much more I can say about them, so we'll move up to his trousers. The first thing I have to say about the trousers is there is absolutely no weathering on them, which I was a little bit surprised. I expected, that bit's rolling away. I don't want to be losing that. There we go. Yeah, as I was saying, no weathering on them. I was a little bit surprised. And I didn't expect a whole heap of weathering on them. Now, don't get me wrong. I didn't expect a whole heap of weathering, but I did expect some sort of kind of, I don't know, wear on them. Like, they didn't look like they just come out of the dry cleaners. I mean, he's wearing a grubby jacket or coat, should I say. Why shouldn't there be a little bit of grub maybe on the knees or at the bottoms of the trousers? You can see the wear on the jacket there, on the coat, and it just doesn't match the trousers. It doesn't look too bad, guys, because most of the trousers covered anyway. I'm not really, saying it's a major complaint. It doesn't take from the figure that there isn't any weathering. I would have liked to see just a little bit on the knees and that, or around the pocket area where he'd be putting his hands in his pockets. You can see he has his chain there, his movie accurate chain that goes from his waist area. I'm just trying to lift that up there and see if he's wearing a belt. He isn't wearing a belt, guys, and he shouldn't be wearing a belt. I don't know where that's pinned to, though, and I don't want to look. I don't want to open that waistcoat and look, but you can see they're very delicately stitched in to the pocket there. As far as I can tell, there's a tiny little stitch there that it is stitched onto. Very, very delicate. You wouldn't want to catch that on anything. I'm trying to see what that is actually pinned to. You can see there where the trouser ends. There isn't even belt loops or anything, but I can't quite make out where that chain goes up to. But nevertheless, it goes somewhere. So you can see he has lots of layers on him. He has his shirt, he has his waistcoat, he has his blazer, and then he has his outer coat. So I'd imagine that body under there is very small because of all of the layers. But having a look at the coat, you can see the lining there is red. I'm not sure if it's movie accurate. I can't remember. I would assume it is. I'm trying to think back to the movie. I should have watched the movie beforehand. I'm assuming the lining is the right color. You can see there on the inside of the coat, he has all of the placeholders for the grenades and the pin and the hook there at the top, which looks like a scissors that's been folded up. Unfortunately, these loops feel like pleather. I don't think they are leather. No, they're pleather, guys, which I'm a little bit disappointed in. Wouldn't have cost much to make them leather, I'm sure. You can see there that looks like kind of a grooming scissors or a surgical scissors that's been folded up. Not a detail I would have picked up on in the movie, and I'm not sure about the green and purple stitching all in there either. I'm sure it is accurate, I just can't remember. Again, just having a quick look at those hands there. A lot of people saying that they look like boxing gloves. They don't look too bad. You can see the weathering on the cuff of the sleeve there, which is movie accurate, and you can see the buttons that go up there, again movie accurate. And they're not just a plain black button stuck on there. There is a little bit of detail to them. It's hard to explain. It's like they're textured, and there's a little bit of grubbiness to them as well, which is a nice little attention to detail. But there is no place for the buttons to go into. There's no, buttonholes in the jacket or the coat. And I'm not sure if that is movie accurate or not. I'd have to look back, but I find it odd that there is no buttonholes. A non-functioning pocket at the side, which is to be expected because they wouldn't want to be adding more bulk to add the lining for a pocket there. So not surprised that there isn't a functioning pocket there. And just moving around to the back, you can see that all that weathering is there, and the coat is wired as well. I forgot to mention the bottom of it is wired, and all the way up the front of it is wired as well. And it's made of, it's almost kind of like a velvety kind of material, but it's not. It's not that heavy, it's a really nice soft material to replicate the coat that he wore in the movie. And you can see the wear and tear goes on up into the shoulders, down to the top of the arm there, and even on the collar of the jacket there is a bit of grub and a bit of wear and tear. It doesn't translate so much around to the back. There isn't a whole heap of wear and tear on the back at the top, but there is at the bottom of the back of it. There is quite a bit, which is movie accurate. And then moving in, I suppose we'll have a look at his blazer. As far as I can tell, it's movie accurate. It does have as much detail as they could put in. You can see the little, you can see that one has buttonholes in it there, which is proper order. You can see it has the little stitching lines up it there, all the pockets in the right places, non-functioning. Yeah, quite a lot of detail in there for something that's gonna, for most collectors, gonna be an undercoat all the time. The lining is exactly the same as the other coat, the purple coat, which I'm not sure is accurate. I wouldn't expect it to have the same lining, to be honest with you, but there you go, it does have the same lining. And then we have his lime green waistcoat. These little clasps here, I would have expected to be hidden a little bit better. They are very, very tight on. It's extremely tight on him, and it's almost pulling apart, guys. It's that tight on him, and it just exposes them a little bit from the side there, as you can see. And I'm not entirely happy with it. Moving up to his tie and his shirt there, as far as I can remember, the print, I know that the shirt collar is almost spot on, and the shirt is pretty much spot on. Can't really remember the detail of the tie, but I'd like to think that it is completely movie accurate. So there you have it, guys. There is pretty much all of the layers on the Joker figure, and I suppose we will get into the head sculpt. I am going to get this guy a bit more stable before I get into this absolutely fantastic head sculpt, and I will get the lighting right as well, guys. And here we have the head sculpt, and what can I say, guys? It speaks for itself. It is absolutely fantastic. Amazing. It looks like a miniature human being to me. Every little detail is just there. Every minute little detail that was in Heath Ledger's face in that movie, to me, is in this figure, is in this head sculpt. Even the way the black paint blends into the white paint, very difficult to do. The way the red blends into the white, it's absolutely fantastic. And that's how it came out of the box, guys. That's out of the, the little container that the head comes in. I didn't do any futzing with the hair. I didn't touch the hair at all. It came exactly like that. Just giving it a quick spin, guys, to have a look at the side profile. To me, looks absolutely fantastic. I'll just move that hair out of the way so we can get a better look at it. You can see the detail goes all the way up into the ear. Didn't have to. You don't see that ear, but there you have it. It was like that in the movie, so Hot Toys put it in. You can see all the texture. You can see the little blotches of dirt where it mixes in, the little blotch of red paint there on his cheek, and the way it blends into his neck. The paint blends into his neck and up onto his ear with the skin tones underneath. It just looks amazing. And the hair, just as you can see there, I pulled it back and it just goes back. You can see there's one strand there that I do not like at all. It's just a little bit long in my opinion. I'll have to either tuck that in and hide it or give it a snip. For now I'll be leaving it though, but I'll have to consider what I'm doing with that strand of hair. I don't like it at all. And speaking of the hair, absolutely fantastic. You can see all those different strands of hair that have been made and glued in there. All the different colors. There's yellows, there's browns, there's greens, there's limes, there's even some blues in there. There's some tints of some blue strands in there as well, which is really weird. At the top there, you can see where it all is very chunky at the top, which is a bit thicker than Heath Ledger's hair was, but I understand why they done it, to to have somewhere to glue it all into. And this little piece there at the locks is part of the mold at the very bottom, but it just blends in really nicely just to give that effect that it is hair going in. And if I just mentioned the hairline. To me, it goes back far enough. It's just not pointy enough. If I remember correctly, it went into more of a point. Maybe it's not far back enough, actually, guys. Just looking at the ear as well, the face paint going up into the ear just like it did in the movie, and it has all the skin texture and tone all in the crevasses there, the parts that he would have missed if he was putting it on. And it just looks incredible. You can see there all the creases in where the nose is, where the eye, the corner of the eye and the nose, and where the hair meets, the hairline is pretty much seamless to me. You can see the paint, the face paint goes up into the hairline as well, which helps blend all that in, and you can see the different colors and tones on it there as well, in the hairline, the yellows and the gingery kind of colors. Really, really, really nice attention to detail. And the teeth, that dirty yellow teeth. I've just noticed there, guys, that I have a paint blemish. Is that a piece of dust, or is that a paint blemish? Let me get a paintbrush and try and brush that dust off. No, unfortunately, guys, mine has a small little defect above the right eye there. I'm not sure if you can see it there. It's just a little white bit of paint. I'm trying to brush it off. I'm hoping it'll brush off, but it ain't brushing off, guys. If I can just get focused in a bit better there. No, that's not working out for me. You can just see I'm really disappointed, guys, but there is a small little defect above his right eye there that I'm gonna have to do something about. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend a bit of time thinking about it, but I'm gonna have to. I probably wouldn't have noticed it, guys, if I wasn't zoomed in with the camera. You have to remember, from 5 foot away on a shelf, you're not gonna see that, but you can just see that little bit of white paint there. And I did buy this from a Hong Kong reseller, so I am not getting any comeback on it whatsoever. That is the risk you take when you buy a figure from a Hong Kong reseller, from any reseller, really. Yeah, very disappointed in that, and unfortunately I can't take my eyes off it now. Hopefully I'll forget about it somewhere along the line and stop noticing it, but if I do continue to draw my attention to that little defect, I am definitely going to do something about it, where I put a little bit of black wash on that or something, just to hide that little dot. Just moving his hair out of the way there, you can see his forehead and all the paint on his forehead, and the way the creases in his forehead, it looks so real, guys. It's absolutely amazing. And just having a look at his neck, how it blends into his neck. I'm glad this is a sculpt with a neck on it, because it wouldn't blend in like that if it was just a necklace sculpt. And it looks fantastic. That's the best, as odd as it sounds, that's the best looking sculpted Adam's apple I've ever seen as well, guys. A lot of the time they're just, the little kind of pointy triangular shape that they make, and that's it. Absolutely fantastic. I can't get over it, guys, even with that defect in it, that I am very disappointed in. It's still an absolutely fantastic figure, guys. I'm not, no matter how much I rub, that defect isn't going to go away. Looking in at the teeth there, guys, again, that yellowish, brownish kind of look to them, how they looked in the movie, it's really realistic looking. There's that strand again, look, just hanging down a little bit too long. I will definitely have to do something about that. Not the end of the world. I'm more concerned about that paint defect above his eye than I would be that strand of hair. But there you have it, guys. It looks incredible to me. It's the best 1/6 scale action figure that I have. And just moving the neck around there as well, guys, you can see that it does have quite a bit. Now, getting the head sculpt on around all those layers was a bit of a nuisance, and I did have some problems getting the head sculpt on. You can see it does adjust, because he does have those two looks where he's hunched over or he has his head up, so it does adjust up and down. I don't know if that was deliberate on Hot Toys' part, but you can get the more hunched look out of it when you push the head all the way down, and then if you pull it up a little bit, you get more of that kind of normal standing up straight look that he does sometimes in the movie as well. So he does, you kind of achieve those two different looks that he kind of, those two different postures, should I say, that he does have in the movie. But there you have it, guys. I mean, from there you're not going to see that defects well, I'm not going to see that defect. You're never going to see it again. But I'm not going to see that defect, I hope, from far away on the shelf. So there you have it, guys. I'm going to leave you with some images, and please hit that like and subscribe, and keep your eye out for future content. And thank you so much for watching my review, and take care. Guys, I always forget something. Today's video is no different. I just want to go through how you change out the teeth or the tongue to put the tongue in, and how you move the eyeballs, how you do the rolling eyeball function. As you can see at the back there is a little divot, there's a little groove. If I just pop the tool in there and just pull it out, you can see that a big section of the back of the skull comes out, and there is a lot of hair attached to it. Oh, I've dropped it, typical me. You can see there is a big section there with a lot of hair on it, and it is well hidden. It's hidden to the point where you can actually leave that section out and it wouldn't make any odds. You wouldn't be able to tell. You can see there that little white piece in there is where the teeth are. If I can just get that brightened up a little bit, and you can see in there that white little block there, and there you go, there's the little knobs there for moving the eyeballs. If I can just get the tool in there and get this out. Now this is not easy, guys. This isn't something I do on a regular basis. I wouldn't be swapping it out. No, I'm not doing that. That's going to scratch the paint, stupid. Trying to get this out. I've never gotten it out, but I've never swapped it out before. It seems like a bit of a nuisance. Yeah, I'm going to use the tongue to push the teeth out and see if I can grip it from there. It's not easy to do, to be honest, without risking pulling chunks of hair out and that. As you can see, I'm struggling to try and actually get the teeth to come out. And there we go. Do I have it? I just about have it, guys. There we go. And there is the teeth, and really odd looking. They look crazy odd when they're just out on their own like that. That's mad looking. But there you go, there is the teeth. So I'm gonna swap out, and I'll just show you the tongue there. There's the tongue, that if I could just get it into focus. I'll just push the tongue in there, and there we go. There's the tongue sticking out, and that's how you swap out the tongue, guys. You can see his hair has gotten very messy there while I was doing that. It's not something I do on a regular basis. It is very annoying to do, to be honest, and not really the look I'd be going for with the tongue out, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But like I said, guys, please hit that like and subscribe, and keep your eye out for future content, and thanks for watching.